This list saves you extra trips to the store. There's a section on these patterns that says notions. Those are all the little things that you need to complete your sewing project. But it's easy to overlook and to misunderstand. In this video, we'll go over the notions, a lot of what the items are, and how to make smart substitutes if you need to. We'll talk about things like zippers, bias tape, thread, hooks and eyes, all the little things that you need to put a garment together, so you know what's essential, what's optional, and what can be customized. Once you understand this section, you can prep your project fully before you start sewing. So now we're going to go on to notions right here. What are notions? Those are the things you need to build the garment. This one says thread. Okay, duh. 1 package of 1/2 inch wide single fold bias tape. Right there. So what is bias tape? So that actually tells me, the bias tape, that they're using it to finish off probably the neck edge, or it could be for the armhole edge, but then what if it has a sleeve in it? You don't need it for there. So this is when I would actually open up the instructions and look and see where are they using that bias tape, because I want to know. So what is bias tape? It's usually in these little packages somewhere in the fabric store. This one is a extra wide double fold. It'll say different what they are in here. This is actually a single bias tape right here. So it has the little seams here. So what you do is you sew in the crease here, it rolls out. And what's bias? Bias is the 45-degree angle on a fabric that has just perfect stretch, like it stretches evenly. It doesn't kind of twist and all. So it's usually when you're going around curves, like armhole curve, that this will get sewn in there, and then it curves really easily because it's cut on the bias. That's what bias tape is. I have a video on that too. This is a double fold. It's not the extra wide, it's just the double fold bias tape. So this one would sew here, and then it would wrap over like that, and it closes all like that. So that's what bias tape is. A lot of my students will buy a pattern and they miss that part, and then they get a little stuck where we need bias tape. But in my school I have trays of different colors because that happens a lot. So we have bias tape in case of emergencies. So in the notions file, you'll also see zippers, hooks and eyes, buttons. You need to pay attention to, like, buttons. It'll say 6 3/8 inch buttons, like that. So on the button cards, there might be 4. You'll have to buy 2 of them. It'll have the measurement of the button. It'll say 3/8 or 1/2 inch. 3/8. I mean, you gotta say, why are they choosing that one? You have the option, because you're making it, of using any button. So you can do a 1-inch button or like that, but they're recommending for that pattern that size. So to pay attention to their sizes. Also elastic. This is a tub of elastic. It'll show on there, say 1/2 inch wide elastic. This might be 1/2 inch wide elastic. So they're telling you what you need. Like this would be right here, 1.5 inch wide elastic. Might need 3 yards of 1.5 inch wide elastic. So gotta pay attention to that. You also might need like 1/4 inch elastic, like that. And sometimes it will tell you the type of elastic. There's different types of elastic, but I think for garments it's kind of just the basic one. This is again a 1/4 inch. This one, that other one must be an eighth of an inch. Hard to find actually. 1/8 of an inch. They also have, like, this one is probably 1/8 of an inch right here. This one's a 1/4 inch. So definitely don't forget to look at the widths of things. Now for zippers, I have a tub of zippers here. You might notice, is it an invisible zipper, which is like this, where you don't see the teeth right there, and these are definitely a little harder to put in. You have to get them really close to that so that the teeth, or this little part, doesn't show here. Pretty difficult. Then there are just regular zippers right here, like this. This one is like a nylon-y one, so it's a really good one. This will just go in regular. Then there also might be, whoa, that's a long zipper. I feel like I'm doing a magic trick. This one, I just have a bunch of different zippers in here. Outerwear zipper, and it looks like a separating zipper right here. So also is it a separating zipper or is it a sport zipper? They have them too where they have plastic teeth or they have metal teeth or the nylon teeth. They also, like, I have a lot of students who get a zipper and they accidentally get the separating zipper and it doesn't work in their project. So this is, I think that's a regular zipper here. And then it's, so they'll even say meant for jackets. This can't go down. Sport zipper, this is for, this one's, it is separating zipper here. It's hard to tell. See, it couldn't even tell this one right here. So look at, what kind of zippers. Not all zippers are the same. And then also you might even find like contrast zippers. A lot of times these little teeth will show purposely. So that's also, part of the design, what you want it to do. When I go zipper shopping, I buy a lot of these zippers. I buy 12 to 22 inch, sometimes just the 22-inch one, because you can use the 22-inch zipper in a pant. You can always just cut it off. You can do a little bar tab across it, because all it is just a stopper. You stop it wherever it is. You can put a tab here and you can cut it off. Invisible zippers are actually easier to put in if they're longer than what you need, because you don't have the tabs stopping. That tab gets in the way of sewing things in. So you can always buy a longer zipper, and if you're in doubt, just buy the longer zipper. I have a lot of students who think, I don't have the right size zipper. They have like a 9-inch, but they needed the 7. But it works perfectly, actually. It's almost easier sometimes. Other things you're going to need on a pattern are also, you'll notice they'll say interfacing. So this pattern doesn't have interfacing that I see, but a lot of times it'll say on here interfacing, or it'll be in there somewhere. And interfacing is that stabilizer that is usually ironed on or sewn in. Most of the time we iron them on in. And at the fabric stores, they'll have a whole separate section of interfacing. It might say lightweight interfacing or stiff interfacing, so then you gotta check out what is a good one. It might even say Pellon in there, which is interfacing. So interfacing comes in all different varieties, weights, all that. I have a video on that also of how to use interfacing and how to press it on and what it's all about and stuff too. So check that one out. So there's some other notions that they might ask you to get that aren't on these ones. You might find things like hem tape. This is a iron-on hem tape. This is bumpy and stiff. It's not so good sometimes. There's no easy way out on this one. But there's like laces, or they might have a softer one. Might say rickrack or some other trims. They also have piping in packages that are really fun. They also might say twill tape. Now, twill tape looks like this. It's actually just no stretch in it at all. It's actually it's a twill weave, and they use it a lot in shoulders and also for stabilizing places like waistbands or something like that. So it might say twill tape. You might see something that says seam binding. I saw one in here, seam binding. Sometimes it's just a simple lightweight tape like this. It looks like a ribbon, but it's just soft. Those are used to stabilize seams. Also might have like a trim, like let's say you're putting pom-poms on something. Pom-poms were popular at one point. I was thinking pom-poms everywhere. But it might say 1.5 yards of pom-poms. You might want to get a little more because sometimes the little cut-off part, you need it. There's a whole aisle of trims at the fabric stores that are just all different kinds. They have ribbons. Might be a grosgrain ribbon, which is a type of ribbon that's stiffer, or a satin ribbon, or just a decorative ribbon. And also those come in different widths, and it'll tell you how much they need of those. Some ribbons are sold by the yard and some are just by the spool. There's many different trims. You also might need like snaps. There's set-in snaps or eyelets. There might be those, or different, sometimes just little hidden snaps. You can also cover snaps too, by the way. I have a video on that. That's really fun to do if you don't want the snap part to show. It's really pretty easy to cover them. Use a chiffon and it covers them, and then you don't have that little silver part. Snaps also come in black, silver, and gold, the different colors. All kinds of little notions in the fabric stores. So don't be surprised if you know. Also, take a look in the fabric stores. Go up and down the aisles and see, oh, what there are, because there's always new stuff coming out. It's always pretty fun. So double check your envelopes for any other kind of trims that you need. When you gather the right notions up front, sewing becomes smoother and more enjoyable. That wraps up our deep dive into the pattern envelope. Next up is all about the tissue pattern itself and all the information that is hidden on the pattern. Once you know where all these are, it all makes a lot more sense and everything gets a little easier. So I'm Chanel from Future Fashion Designer Sewing School. I'll see ya in the next section.